Whatever, who cares? What's up, folks? I'm sorry this room is so goddamn dark, but I have a fucking rant to go on, okay? I'm fucking tired of this bullshit. These motherfuckers be saying no excuses. And they it's like you get in a bad situation, or someone fucking corners you in some situation, and then they're just like, you know that's not an excuse. You know that's a bad excuse. You know that's an excuse. And it's just like, what the fuck do you want from me, bro? Like, are you gonna help me solve this problem, or are you just gonna shame me for it? Like, are you literally just gonna sit here and fucking jerk yourself off about how much better you are than me, or whatever the fuck you're going on about? Like, that's genuinely how I feel about it. It's literally just like, oh, I'm fucking better than you. You need to change, because you're fucking inherently bad. I don't actually care about solving the problem. This is about fucking me. This is about me and how cool I am and how much better I am than this fucking horrible person who did this thing. Or even if it's something lighter. Like today, or not today, it was a few weeks ago. I was at work, working at this stacking factory, fucking stacking up boxes or whatever. Anyways, this is not the point. The point is, it was a bad day for me. It was a horrible day. Waking up at fucking 7 o'clock in the fucking ass crack dawn to fucking work this shitty job to make some money to move the fuck out. Okay? Horrible fucking time. But whatever. That's not important. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but like last night, it was a night. Like, I fucking didn't get a lot of sleep. I fucking get to work next day. I feel like dog shit. I fucking drink my energy drink. I'm fucking up in there. And my boss is just like, hey, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing this perfectly? It's like, I'm literally not even like 2 weeks in. It's like maybe a week in. Maybe a week in. I may be a week into this job. And my boss is like, oh, why aren't you doing this perfectly? You literally just got thrown in here, like, into this specific part of the factory. I was only here for like 2 or 3 days, maybe max, and I wasn't even there for the whole fucking work day. But anyways, and then it's like, hey, why aren't you doing this perfectly? Like, I'm being hounded for doing this fucking not being able to do this thing perfectly, and it's just like, what the fuck do you want from me? I tell her what's going on, and it's like, okay, well, shit, like, well, I had, and it's like, okay, well, why don't you go get you some bitches? Like, why don't you go get yourself some bitches? Like, what the fuck? I don't give, it's like, apparently this is about me, but it's not about me, because when I bring up my problem, it becomes about you. So what the fuck? When I bring up my problem, you asked me why I didn't do the thing right. I gave you my reason, and now it's no longer about me. It's about you and what you went through. Despite you being a fucking manager at this place and probably having worked here for fucking years and having years of experience doing this thing, but apparently it's my problem, and that I should just like instantly transform into being better, or whatever the fuck that means, because fucking because of your fucking standards of work or whatever the fuck. And this isn't just at that job. This was at my mentor. All right, I was truant like a lot. Like I had like a 15% attendance rate. It was awful. I fucking kept showing up late to school again and again and again. And they fucking brought me in the office, and then my fucking mentor was just like, no excuses. And like, I'm giving him my reasons. I'm like, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And it's like, okay, stop making excuses. And it's like, what the fuck do you want from me then? You want me to just fucking instantly do it without fucking any idea of like what could be causing me to be late. No one helped me figure that out. No one. Not a single motherfucker. It's just me. It's just me having to figure that shit out. It's like people who will just be like, they want your fucking reasons, and then they just like throw them out of the window and make it about them when they fucking asked you for your reasons about your problem. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now it's about you. What the hell is wrong with you, bitch? But anyways, back to talking about that. It's like, okay, fine. I gave you my reasons. I don't even know. I gotta be honest. I didn't even know for years why I was late to school. Now I know. Now I know it's trauma, it's addictions, it's loneliness, it's fucking depression and anxiety. All of these things coming together in a fucking giant death ball, making me fucking late for school. Why would I give a single fuck about showing up to a place when I feel like my future had already been thrown out the window? That's part of how I felt as well. On top of the fucking death ball of everything else. I felt like there was no fucking... It was over. It was over. I was not going to be a game designer. I was not going to go to college and move to Japan and work with Sega to make a Sonic game. That's what I wanted to do. That's why I cared about school. That's part of why I cared about school so much. And alongside, of course, getting like praise from people, which all comes from needing validation, which comes from trauma and insecurity. And it's like, there's so much more going on under the surface that I was never aware of that caused all of that shit to happen. But rather than somebody leading me to those answers and actually helping me, I get some dismissive horse shit. Like, oh, no fucking excuses. No excuses, man. No excuses. Just do better. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that mean? Just do better. Oh, my bad. You fucking have it shitty sometimes. Like, I'm just gonna shit on you instead of fucking helping out or being encouraging. Instead, I'm just gonna be a judgmental bitch and tell you, hey, fucking, you just need to like know the job that you've only been at for like 3 fucking days. You just need to be as good as me. And it's like, okay. And this goes even deeper than this. You think it's this deep? You think it's as deep as fucking a bunch of invisible problems? Like, it's fucking way beyond this. The reasons why this shit happens could come from like 1,000 fucking things that you cannot see, all interacting with each other, all well in the past before this fucking moment ever happened. Ever happened. All of this shit. And none of us fucking know. None of us know how both of these people, let's say I was like a 90 IQ worker. There's fucking like a billion fucking things going on that would make me that 90 IQ worker or whatever. There's like a billion things. Like, there's literally like genes, fucking like atoms and shit going on. There's fucking centuries of fucking evolution and fucking interactions, fucking stars exploding, and like one fucking atom in one fucking place at one point in time in the history of the universe ended up in one spot, and somehow that ultimately led up to, like, do you know how fucking insane that is? That you can come to such a simplistic, dumb, egocentric fucking answer to such a fucking endlessly complex cosmic fucking phenomenon. that is our existence. Think about that. Think about all of the events from the smallest fucking atom to the fucking to these fucking battles between tribes back in the fucking day when we were just fucking roaming the plains of the savannah. Back before we were roaming the plains of the savannah, before when we were monkeys, when we were fucking not monkeys, but like some weird four-legged thing or like some weird aquatic thing, fucking swimming around with no fucking eyes, before we even had eyes, before we could even use oxygen, when we were just fucking RNA fucking strands, all of this shit that the fucking interacting with everything else at every point in time, all leading to this one moment, and this is your fucking response? This is what you think of me? Despite all that you don't know of? No excuses, I guess. You know how fucking stupid we are? Because sometimes even I forget. But I guess this just sounds like one big excuse, huh? But that's my fucking rant. That shit fucking sucks ass. It can suck my ass. Um, I'm just mad. Okay. I'm tired of just like the perfectionism on top of the complete lack of clarity. Like, if it's like, okay, fine. Hey, if you're having trouble waking up or if you're having trouble getting to bed, like, here's what I recommend. Here's what's worked for me. Hey, you know what? I hear you. That's fine. I'll take it a little bit easier on you. I won't expect so much of you. Yeah. Maybe we need to figure out what's really going on here instead of coming to these conclusions. Instead of being like, "Hey, I'm sorry I said that." Like that's how I feel like things should go. It's like, "Hey, you want to get to the bottom of this? Like, hey, why do you think you did this?" And then be like, "Okay, fine, okay." And then why do you think that? And then why do you think that? And then like we can like get to the bottom of this and we can come to a real solution. We can come to a real conclusion that's going to solve the problem that apparently both of us are suffering from. Instead of jumping to conclusions and just making this an ego thing and being like, "Oh, I'm better than you. I'm better than you." Nope, I'm just better. Just get good. Just get good, bro. Like that's fucking dumb. There's no point in any of that. Like it's just like, come on. Like get up. Let's fucking do this shit, okay? But yeah, that's the video. Bye.